Welcome to the E-Commerce Alley podcast, where we believe that great brands are built on passionate leadership, smart operations, and of course, powerful marketing. I am your host, Josh Coffey, and if you don't know me, I've been helping build brands for the last almost 10 years this year. And so through strategic marketing and coaching, we help e-commerce brands really scale, acquire new customers, build the lifetime value of those customers, and continue to build brands that are meaningful. So I want to welcome you back to part two. This is part two of my holiday series. This is where I'm breaking down what we're doing for our coaching clients, what we're doing for our clients in the holiday season that we're in right now. So depending on when you're listening to this, it might not be the holidays, but whenever you're listening, if you're in this season right now, if it's the month of October or November, just realize that there is still time. It's not too late to at least get the ball moving. Do what you can with what you got. And so in the last episode, I covered the first two phases of our 4-phase holiday marketing strategy. And we talked about how just between 2018 and 2021, just between those 4 years, revenue spent in the fourth quarter for retail e-commerce brands grew from $132.8 billion in spend, and this is only in the US, to $218.5 billion in spend. And that's over 4 years, which is a 64.5% increase. So what does this mean? This means that this is the season that most brands will make. On average, we see about a 25 to 30% amount of their entire annual revenue. So those are just the numbers that we see. Yours might be different. I know some brands differ, where a lot of golf brands make more of their stuff in the summer, and it just kind of depends. But for the most part, by and large, we see e-commerce brands rake in about a 4th to 30% of their annual sales. And we actually see it not only in the Q4, we see it in 2 months. We see it just between November and December. So it's important that you have a plan, because Jim Rohn has a great quote. He says, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And he says just like that. So we believe the same thing. And if we're going into the holidays, we need to have a plan of action of what we're going to do. So in the last episode, if you did not listen to it, go back. You're going to have to listen to it to get a lot of context to what we're going to talk about in this one. But in our 4 phases, how we break things down, the first phase is where this is where we usually will use the month of October for this. This is what we call the website and offer preparation phase. This is phase 1. We're preparing our website, where all of our traffic and all of our marketing is sending people to. We are preparing that to maximize our average order value and increase our conversion rate. Now, we always want to do those things 24/7, 365. Absolutely. But during the holidays, there are a few additional things that we would do. And if you haven't really emphasized or put a lot of attention into those 2 things, now is the time to do it. The holidays is a time that if you wanted the greatest impact, the best bang for your buck, it is now. It is time to do that during the holidays. So phase 1, website and offer preparation. And in offer preparation, all that means is that you're preparing in advance the different offerings you're going to give people during the holidays. So rather than waiting a week till Black Friday to determine what your Black Friday deal is going to be, you'll be able to plan in advance. You're going to be able to create different types of offers, not just a generic 25% off store-wide offer. Instead, you're creating what we call cash cow offers. This is where you're taking your products and you're positioning them from a messaging standpoint for people to purchase. So I could say, for example, hey, come buy our candles or our fall collection of candles, or I could say, hey, this week only, or for Black Friday only, buy any 3 candles, get 1 candle free, right? I'm telling people to buy the same product. The only difference is the positioning and the deal that I'm tying to that. So this is phase 1. We are preparing our website, and we are preparing our offers in advance. We're going to use October to get ahead, create margin, create this buffer in life. So when you're busy during the holidays with your family and doing fulfillment, you don't have to also worry about creating new offers and doing things on your website. You'll get most of all that done and out of the way in phase 1. Now, the second phase is what we call our Black Friday VIP pre-sale. This is where we build a list as large as we possibly can of people essentially raising their hand and saying, hey, I want to get exclusive early bird discounts and deals on your products during the holiday season. That's what we want people to do. And we're gonna get people into a list by sending emails to our existing list to get people to basically raise their hand and fill out a form, or we're going to post on social media, or what I like to primarily do is run Facebook ads, run some kind of advertising, and those ads are gonna drive people to an opt-in page where they could then join your VIP, your early bird VIP list. So they're gonna raise their hand, they're gonna enter their email, they're gonna get on this email list, and then during the 5 days, Monday through Friday, the week before Black Friday, which this year in 2022 is November 14th through 18th. This is the week before Thanksgiving and Black Friday. So that week before, at that point, we do a 5-day pre-sale, meaning each day for 5 days, we email them in the morning and in the evening with a different offer every single day. So day one might be, hey, 25% off site-wide. That's a really generic one. Day two might be, hey, a free pair of socks when you buy any 2 pairs of shoes. Day three might be, buy 2, get 1 for $10, or buy 2, get 1 50% off, or buy 1, get 1 for free. There are so many different ways you could package your offers. You might do tiered discounts where it's, hey, save 10% if you order more than 100, save 15% if you order more than 125. You get the idea. So every day for 5 days, we're gonna do a pre-sale, and what this is going to do is this is going to acquire more customers through that list. We're gonna then get them spending before, the week before Black Friday and Cyber Monday, so we're getting in front of the competition with an intentional pre-sale. Then those things lead us to phase 3. Now, phase 3 is our Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale period. This is phase 3. This is actually where a majority of brands will make the largest weekend sales, if you count Monday included. This is the largest sales weekend of the year for a majority of e-commerce businesses. And so how this is going to work is leading up to this point, you should maintain your normal marketing, your normal advertising efforts. Then if you layer on the 2 phases I just told you in the beginning, where you're building a list, you're running lead generation ads, you're growing your email list, but you're also simultaneously growing targetable custom audiences on Facebook, warm and hot people that engaged with your ads that you were running for the VIP list. And on top of that, you now have a VIP list that you can run your Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales to. So while you're doing all these things, you're building warm and hot audiences inside whatever ad platform you're using. I always use Facebook, by the way, as an example, because Facebook is what we specialize in and we live and we breathe it. And so if you ever hear me just say Facebook, half the time what I'm talking about is advertising in general. So even if you're on TikTok, the same principles will apply. So leading up to this point, we should be building our VIP list, but also while we do that, we're building these warm and hot audiences of people that we can then run retargeting ads to. Now, the reason this is important is because as the holiday season goes on, starting usually mid-October, end of October, as the fourth quarter essentially goes on, CPMs go up. And CPM stands for cost per milli, or cost per 1,000 impressions on an ad platform. And so historically, CPMs will just start to climb all the way up until we reach January, and then CPMs, they just nosedive. And sometimes we see CPMs multiply 2 to 3 times their average cost in Q4, and then they cut back below what they were before Q4 began in January. So while you might have like $20 CPMs, or let's make this easy, $10 CPMs in September, by the time you get through into December, they might be $20 to $30 or $40 CPMs. And then in January, suddenly they're gonna slice back to $7 or $8 CPMs, and they'll be lower than they were even in September. And so just overall, that's what we see. So because CPMs are rising, we want to make sure, based on what your budget is and your experience with running sales or running ads, we want to make sure that we run ads during Black Friday through Cyber Monday to these warm and hot audiences. And we're going to run big budgets to those audiences because it is a short period of time. And so we want to take as much as we can and just squeeze as many sales out of those warm and hot audiences that we have been building during that period of time. So from a high level standpoint, here's what phase 3 looks like. So our Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales strategy, here's what it looks like from a very, very high level. It has a couple goals and things going on here. Number one, we're going to cash in early. We're going to cash in on our email database. So up to this point, we're building our email database. You hopefully already have one, or it's growing. You have customers, you have non-customers. And so during this period, we have direct access to people through our email. And so we want to capitalize and cash in on our email database and produce large amounts of revenue. In a nutshell, pretty simple, right? The second thing is, during that, all of those VIPs that have been joining our VIP list, those people are going to be getting early bird access to our deals every day from Black Friday through Cyber Monday. And so on that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they get an email earlier in the morning than everybody else. They get exclusive early bird access to our deals while supplies last. And so not only are we going to cash in and use this VIP list of people that join this early bird or this pre-sale list the week before, we're also going to give them exclusive access early during Black Friday through Cyber Monday. And then on top of that, we're going to also stack on ads with a heavy emphasis on our retargeting ads, but we're going to stack on advertising to our efforts. So as usual, we have ads and we have email. Those are the two largest drivers of revenue that we see. So because of that, we're going to lean into those. And so that's the overarching strategy. So to do this, there are a few things you're going to need. The first thing you're going to need are 2 different offers. Now you can do different types of offers on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I'm going to give you the minimum here. So at minimum, you need to have one specific offer that is for Black Friday, which we usually say Black Friday through that Sunday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we consider that our Black Friday weekend. One specific offer for Black Friday and one specific offer that is different than Black Friday on Cyber Monday. So you have 2 different offers. At the least, you need to have 2 different offers. Some people will have multiple offers throughout the weekend. And hey, if you could do that, if you have the products, if you have the team, if it makes sense for your business, go ahead and do it. But at the very least, have 2 different offers. Have a Black Friday offer, have a Cyber Monday offer. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, we're gonna lean really heavy into our email. So to do this right, or at least do it the way that we do it, is you'll create 3 emails per day. So 12 total, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So 4 days, 3 emails per day. So let's look at Black Friday. So on Black Friday, the reason we create 3 emails is because each of those emails each day is essentially going to do the same thing. It's going to emphasize the Black Friday or the Cyber Monday deal that we have going on, and it's going to showcase different products that they're able to purchase, and then it's going to call them to action. That's pretty much it. We're gonna say the same thing on Black Friday, but we're gonna say it 3 times, and we're gonna change up what products are showing. We're gonna change up the banner images. So there's gonna be some variety, but in essence, it's saying the same thing. It's Black Friday, and here are the deals that we have going on. Below this, you can see different products and collections and things we have, and you can click over to those. Now, the reason we send 3 emails per day is because one thing that we've learned from our experience is that you can send more emails than you think. A lot of brands will be sending 1 to 2 emails per week, or when they remember. And during heavy sales periods like this, it's okay to send more. I would rather send more than too little, because there's so much competition. There's so many people vying for their attention that we have to throw ourselves in there. We got to put ourselves in the ring if we want to take advantage of this moment, take advantage of this opportunity. And so we do 3 emails, but we don't just send this to the entire list. So we have 3 emails on Friday, 3 emails on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, and 3 on Monday. Now, we send 3 emails. They all essentially say the same thing. However, we will send them to different lists. So at 7 a.m., we send this to our VIPs, people that are on our VIP list, and we'll also send this to higher average order value purchasers or actual purchasing VIPs, people who have actually spent more money with us. They've ordered multiple times, they've spent higher dollar amounts, and the people that are on that early bird VIP list. So these are what we classify as our VIPs and our big spenders. So at 7 a.m. in the morning, each one of those days, just that list is going to get an email. And then at 11 a.m., we send an email to our entire database. Now, sometimes you might be thinking, I get this question, and you might be thinking the same thing. Like, Josh, why don't I just send it to the whole list all the time? Because like those VIPs, those are in the entire list, right? Well, the reason we don't do this is because we do want to get our VIP spending earlier, but then later. But then also it helps with deliverability. It looks a lot better. It also helps us segment the effectiveness of what we're doing. And if they're VIPs and they raise their hand because they want to get more emails from us, or they're big spenders and these people have purchased multiple times or a high volume of times from us, then they're less likely to unsubscribe or mark us as spam. And so if you hit your entire email list 3 times each day, you will begin to fatigue a list if the list is not accustomed to that much volume. But your VIPs who raised their hand and said, hey, Josh, I want your deals and I want early bird deals and I want exclusive deals. If they raise their hand, they've given you permission to send them more emails. And so that's why we segment. We don't want to fatigue our entire list because some people are in there and they will eventually buy, but they haven't bought yet. And so if we send them 3 emails a day during this period of time, on top of all the other things that they're getting hit with, you'll fatigue your list faster. And so we have a strategy. 7 a.m., VIPs and big spenders are going to get an email. At 11 a.m., the entire list is getting an email. And then at 7 p.m., the engaged list is going to get an email. And this is a pretty simple like basic segmentation strategy that you can do. Now you can segment further depending on the size of your list. You can segment into different buckets of people and you can send more emails. You could send less emails, but 3 is really the minimum that we recommend sending. I know some brands will send 5 or 6 emails each one of these days. It's the one time a year they do it. And because people know that this is a heavy sales season, we don't see like a spike in unsubscribes during the season just because you send more. And so 3 emails per day, 7 a.m., VIPs and big spenders get that. 11 a.m., the entire list gets an email. And then at 7 p.m., our engaged segment of subscribers gets it. So the engaged list gets it. And we typically will say an engaged list is someone who has opened an email or taken some desired action like clicking on something in the last 90 days. So in the last 90 days, they've been engaged with us. So that's the email side of things. And then we have the advertising side of things. So on the ad side, we will run 2 separate campaigns for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Black Friday will begin at 12 a.m. on Black Friday morning. So it literally starts on the 0, right? It starts midnight Thursday night, Friday morning. And we run it all the way until midnight Monday morning. And at that time, the Cyber Monday campaign then picks up and runs through that. Now, I have seen people extend that. Just let them keep going and making some sales off of that. There's something about me, I guess, personally, that I'm just like, I just feel kind of weird running a Black Friday sale the entire next week all the way through it. Some brands do it. You'll make sales from it. I mean, you will make sales. It just kind of depends on what your goal is. For me, I'm running them. And if I say this is the deal, it starts and it ends at this time, then I'm going to kind of honor that and stick to that. And so we run 2 ad campaigns, a Black Friday and a Cyber Monday campaign. Now, when we're running these ads, some things to keep in mind is in your imagery or in the creatives you're using, what you want to do and what we'll do is make sure that we use colors that show the thematic elements of Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Again, we use a lot of blacks, grays, reds, things like that. Those are really Black Friday, Cyber Monday-y. And then during Christmas, of course, we're going to use things like greens, golds, whites, reds, etc. So we're going to go heavy on the black and heavy on the red during the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend. So from a creative standpoint, incorporate those different elements in there. We always make sure that whatever the deal is, that it is just plastered on the creative, that is very apparent what it is. And something else in the copy side of things is that even in the creative, sometimes what we'll do is we'll make sure that we say when it ends. So this is gonna lean into the urgency, like offer while supplies last or offer only valid until 11:59 p.m. EST, Sunday, November, whatever the date is, the 27th, I forget the date. So we'll actually put the date, we'll actually put the time, and we'll put EST to create urgency. So as people see it, they're like, oh shoot, it's Sunday and it's 9 p.m. when I'm looking at this and I see this is only active for 3 more hours. It's gonna play on the urgency factor in those ads. Now, from a targeting standpoint, there are 2 ways you could do this, and I kind of put people in one of 2 categories. If you're new to advertising, my advice is to lean heavy into retargeting focused campaigns. So meaning running ads to people that have engaged with your ads on Facebook or Instagram, targeting your website visitors, targeting your video viewers or your email list database that you've built as custom audiences inside Facebook. So if you're newer and you and you're not already running cold traffic campaigns profitably and you've been doing it for a while, then I'm gonna stick to retargeting and we're gonna lean heavy into that. Now, if you, on an ongoing basis, are running evergreen cold traffic campaigns for purchases and you keep running those through Black Friday, Cyber Monday, don't just completely kill those because a holiday is coming up. Let those continue optimizing. But if you normally do that, if you have proven product offers or you have proven copy that you've seen do really well or you've proven ads and audiences, then I am going to run cold traffic campaigns during this holiday season. So you might fall in one of two camps. Camp number one, you haven't run a lot of ads, you currently don't have proven ads and audiences that are positive or at your target or above return on ad spend and you're not consistently doing it. If that's the case, then I want you to lean primarily into retargeting budget. Putting your budget into retargeting ads. And then if you have those and those proven assets, then yes, you could really leverage the holiday time to lean into the cold traffic because you have proven assets. Because if you don't, I don't want you to try to find proven assets during a very expensive period of time, or at least that's what we prefer not to do. And so this is phase three. This is phase three where that Black Friday through Cyber Monday, like it is go time. This is where we're here to make as much money as we can, to get our ads converting as much as we can, and to leverage the email database we've been building to drive sales and acquire customers that will then help us throughout the Christmas season because they are 7 times more likely to buy, according to Forbes, or a case study that we had recently read. So that is phase three, Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales. Now, after we've gone through that, this is a big moment. We've gone through this entire phase three. We get to Monday, and now there's only a short few days. I believe this year, there's only Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Thursday is December 1st. So if you're doing things properly and you're being intentional with your marketing, you should hopefully have your offers, your website, and things planned even for Christmas, because we don't want to use November 29th, which is a Tuesday, and then Wednesday, November 30th as the days to suddenly build Christmas assets. So we want to have our Christmas assets and campaigns and everything built in advance. So that way, within 72 hours, we will usually let there be breathing room. Now, I know Tuesday is Giving Tuesday, and you can lean into Giving Tuesday, or you could call it an extended Cyber Monday sale. We give breathing room. We just say, hey, those last few days of November, we just kind of let our audience breathe. We're not going to immediately jump into the very next day. All right, great. So you got 3 emails a day for Black Friday on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You got 3 emails on Monday, and then Tuesday, boom, it's Giving Tuesday. And then we just carry that on. Instead, we give a little breathing room. Do what you want, but we give a little bit of breathing room. And then on the 1st, we announce our Christmas sales, Christmas deals, and we shift our website branding over to Christmas theme. And then we also begin running our Christmas campaigns. So let's dive into that, because that is phase 4. So in phase 4, we have Christmas sales. And the overarching strategy of Christmas is really up to you. And so what I tell all of our clients is, what kind of capacity are we working with and what kind of resource are we working with from a time and a money standpoint? Because you can go really, really heavy during Christmas. You can have, and I'm going to give you some examples of what you could do, but you can go really, really heavy with Christmas promotions and scheduling different campaigns on email and ads, if you have the resources, meaning the time and the money to really make that happen. But if you don't, then you're gonna have to be more intentional with where that goes and do what you believe will create the greatest impact. So phase 4 are Christmas sales. And this is I just count this as like the whole month of December. I count this as the whole month of December. So what the strategy kind of looks like is we're going to prepare 1 to 3 or more, depends on your capacity, 1 to 3 core promotions that we will run in December with different offers. And the ultimate goal is to continue maximizing revenue during the holidays. Now, in Christmas, one thing that you should be in the habit of by the time you reach here is The two primary things we do are ads and email. So we need to have a strategy for both of those. Now, yes, we want to take the assets we use in ads and email. We want to post those on social media. We want to be able to leverage the channel over there as well, or maybe even take email and do SMS if you're running SMS as well. But at the very least, run one ad channel and leverage your emails. So when we lean into Christmas, just like everything else, we want to make sure that we're theming things properly and we position things around offers. So at the very least, I want you to run one promotion in the month of December. And there are different ways you could do this. So I'll give you a couple examples. And some are more resource, some are less resource. One that if you have a medium to high amount of resource and time and money to implement this, I'm a huge fan of this. We have some clients that do this every year and they make a lot of money doing it. And what I call this the X days of brand. And what that means is it's a play on the 12 days of Christmas. I could do the 5 days, and it doesn't have to be 12. It could be any number. The 5 days of the e-commerce alley, or 10 days of, call it what you want. We had a client that has a subscription box called the Brown Sugar Box, and they called it 10 days of brown sugar. And so that was every year they do 10 days, and every day they have a different promotion. So for 10 straight days, think of like the Black Friday pre-sale, VIP pre-sale, same concept, but all we've done is change the messaging to Christmas. The 10 days of, and then insert your brand or something that is relevant to your brand that would make sense. And so I'm a huge fan of this. The only downside is this is a higher resource campaign. And so if you're doing 5 days to 10 days or 12 days, just realize that you have to have assets to go out each one of those days. So you'll have to have emails prepared and social media posts prepared. Usually this is done best inside your existing database, just because to get ads off the ground for 24 hours is a lot more difficult. But if you have the capacity, I'm also gonna stack that on top of it, where I'm gonna have the ads launch in one day to all my really, really hot audiences, and then the ads will stop that at midnight that night and the next one will begin. So if you have the resources, then yes, run retargeting ads. We're only gonna run retargeting and we're gonna run to our hottest audiences. But this is what I call the X days of brand. And this is really great during Christmas because it allows you to kind of go for a longer period of time and kind of play on the 12 days of Christmas. You can also do things like shipping cutoffs. You can say, hey, have an entire campaign based around the shipping cutoff. Really just simply notifying people that this is the last date for guaranteed shipping by Christmas. You can even go to the end of December and we'll sometimes, depending on the brand and what they sell, and sometimes it makes sense and sometimes it doesn't, we'll run post-Christmas clearance sales, where right after Christmas, we're taking all the things that were returned to us or we know are shipping back to us, and we'll start listing those and we'll start doing post-Christmas clearance sales. And so the ultimate high-level approach is create and prepare 1 to 3 core promotions that you're gonna do in the month of Christmas. And just like the other holidays, just like we've done already, we're going to make sure that our website reflects what the deals are. So everybody, whether they come from organic or paid sources, they're seeing those deals in our banner and our featured image on the homepage, and it's themed to Christmas. And then have those 1 to 3 core promotions that you run. Make sure that those are tied to different offers. And so if you're interested, by the way, in seeing, I did an entire holiday masterclass where I broke down the visuals on everything that I talked about these 4 phases. I've broken down visuals. I even have a link to a document. It's like a 5-page document that our team has created that breaks down profitable offer examples. And so you can go and see different types of offers like X days of brand, percentage off collections, buy one, get one, $5, buy product and receive a free gift. And we have a lot of different examples of types of offers that you can do. So if you want that, go to alleypodcast.com/BFCM. So alleypodcast.com/BFCM, and our team is just going to redirect it to the collaboration board that I have all of these things I've been talking about visually, as well as links to some of the documentation and the examples that I'm talking through here. And so during Christmas, we're just going to capitalize on this. We're going to write it out. But the final note I'm going to have on Christmas is, up to this point, the goal is to be prepared. The goal is to work in advance, to be strategic, to say, hey, I have this much resource of time and money, and I'm gonna use this very intentionally so that when I reach Christmas time, when I'm in this month of December through the new year, that I can be launching the things I've already built, the things I've already prepared, and that I can actually allocate time to spend with my family, the people that I cherish, and to just rest. It's so easy to be tied up into all the marketing and all the things and all the things we could be doing. And then we find ourselves working these late nights. We find ourselves working on weekends. And before you know it, the entire month of December is gone. And we're sitting there in January saying, yeah, I did all this stuff, but I didn't get to see my family. I didn't get to really, truly rest. So although a lot of what I've shared in the last episode, in this episode, is very strategic. If you apply this, and it's a lot, if you go and you apply it and you follow this to a T, you'll double what your sales were last year. I promise you that. But in all of that, there's a lot. There's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of stuff to do if you want to really be intentional about this. And so if you're going to be intentional about your marketing, also be intentional about your time. And when you say, this is my strategy, stick with that through the end of the year, because you can always add more. You can always do more. There's always another order you can bring in. There's always another email you can send. There's always another thing you could do. But I encourage you to really take time to rest, to say, hey, I've worked in advance. I'm gonna enjoy I'm gonna reap what I have sowed in advance, continue to launch the campaigns and do everything. But as you get into December, I'd also say, hey, don't keep stacking things on here, because you can, but it doesn't always mean you should, because you can burn yourself out. So that's not as much marketing strategy as it is business advice, because I've done it. I see people do it. We have tons of students and clients that we do coaching with, and I see it all the time, because there's always this innate desire for more, right? And so my encouragement as you go through this holiday season is to prepare, to be strategic, to also be realistic, so you don't overwork and overburden yourself. Whew, well, that was a lot of stuff we covered. So if you have, if you need to go back, listen to these again. If you want to see the visual on this, as well as some links to some additional documentation and examples and templates of offers and things like that, then go to allypodcast.com/BFCM, and that will bring you right to the board that I have in front of me that I've been looking at as I've been talking through this. So to kind of recap, phase one, this is where we use the month of October, and this is the website and offer preparation phase. We are working on our website to increase our average order value and our conversion rate. And we are preparing the offers that we're going to make during phase 2, 3, and 4. We're preparing as much of those offers in advance that although they might shift a little bit as we get close, we might tweak an offer here and there. The goal is to not be creating Christmas offers at the end of November. We want to have that planned out well in advance. And if we need some final tweaks, we can do that. The second phase is the Black Friday VIP pre-sale. This means we're driving traffic, we're building a list of people that are raising their hands and saying, yes, Josh, I want to learn more about your products, and I want early bird exclusive deals and discounts on your products. And then we're gonna run a 5-day pre-sale in phase 2, the week before Black Friday and Cyber Monday, that Monday through Friday, which is November 14th through November 18th. So we're gonna run this 5-day pre-sale, 2 emails a day. We're capitalizing on getting people spending with us before phase 3, which is Black Friday through Cyber Monday, starts on the end of November, and it goes all the way through the last few days. I believe November 28th is the last day. So Friday through Monday, we're running our Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales. We're leveraging email, 3 emails a day. We're leveraging ads. And then finally, we have our Christmas sales phase. This is phase 4, where we use the month of December to prepare and execute 1 to 3 campaigns. This is where we're strategically determining what offers we're going to sell during that month. And this is really just flat out, it is based on your capacity, your bandwidth, and the resources that you have at your disposal. But my friends, you have been listening to the E-Commerce Alley podcast, produced by the legendary Dylan Counts, behind the scenes, who loves Christmas more than anyone I've met in my entire life. If you don't believe me, you should see the set design that he's already been preparing, and you should see how he designs his house. So we're grateful that you're listening in with us, that you're sticking with us. We're rooting for you on the sidelines during the holiday season, but we'll see you guys in the next episode.